What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to tonight's live stream. It has been a while since we've done one of these. I think it's been like 2.5 weeks. I apologize for being gone for this long. Things just got busy and then I got sick. I was really sick like last week. Otherwise I would have streamed, but I just wasn't feeling well, but I am feeling so much better now. So we are back, going to be doing regular live streams every week, as usual. Also, today we are celebrating 16,000 subscribers. I cannot believe that I hit 16K. Thank you guys so much. I seriously appreciate all of you. And today we're going to talk some Scream theories, as always. So if you have any theories you want to discuss, you can start dropping them in the chat. We will get to them. I've also been slacking on the Scream videos. I know. I owe you guys a Scream video. I did just do one like a few days ago, but other than that one, it's been like weeks since I've done a Scream video. I always dedicate these live streams to Scream, but when it comes to actual videos, I've just been so busy with like Yellow Jackets and Dexter, because there's been a lot of new content and news and updates for those shows. So, and Scream 7 news has kind of been quiet. So there's not really much to report. I, of course, can always do like theories and stuff, which I'm going to get back into doing. So don't worry. I thank you guys for your patience. I know it's been a while, but we're going to talk about Scream today. So let's get into it. We have Keon here. Hey, Keon. Thank you so much. Yes, please. If everyone here can give the stream a like, that definitely helps out the channel. I see we have 22 people here right now, so thank you so much for hanging out. Hey, RJ. Yes, it has been a long time. I apologize, but we are back. Let's see. Hey, Matthew. I am doing well. Thank you. I hope you are too. You said one of my Scream 7 theories is somehow they're going to incorporate Randy into the film, maybe through another video for Mindy this time, and then maybe Mindy dies. I would love that. That is something that I've talked about on the channel a few times. I would absolutely love to see Randy again, and I think it's totally possible to do it in the form of a videotape. Have him shave his beard, throw a filter on him, DH him a little bit. I would absolutely love that. Don't know how likely it is though, but yeah, also Mindy, I don't know, she might not make it out of Scream 7 alive. What do you guys think? I think one of the twins has to die. Like, they've both made it through every movie they've been in, 5 and 6, and they're both back for 7. I feel like one of them has to die. Who do you guys think is more likely out of the twins, Mindy or Chad? I mean, Chad has been through so much. So, I don't know. It might be his time in Scream 7. Hey, Alex. Hey, Danny. I also think Stu is going to be Ghostface in Scream 7 and will be after Sydney as revenge, and maybe only Dewey and Sydney knew he survived, because Sydney never confirms killing him in 2. Well, I definitely think Stu is Ghostface for sure. You guys already know this. I am a fan of the theory that Dewey knew Stu's alive. I have so many videos on the channel talking about this. Sydney, though, I don't think she knows. I know what you're referring to in Scream 2, how she only says that she killed Billy, but I don't think she knows. At least I hope she doesn't, because that would just make Stu's reveal in 7 so much better. Like, if she's surprised to see him. Hey, Dead Ghost. Yes, it's been a while. Hey, Paul, thank you so much. Hey, Thomas, you said, what if Leslie was involved with Maureen's death and was Roman's accomplice in 3 and had a kid with Roman, who is Ghostface in 7? Interesting. A lot to unpack here. I feel like could she have been involved in Maureen's death? Maybe. I mean, if Stu was involved, maybe his sister was involved. I don't know. Imagine if she was Roman's accomplice in 3. I would love it if they revealed that Stu was his accomplice. That's what I'm hoping. Like, the fact that Matthew Lillard is back and Scott Foley, you know, what could it be? Some people are thinking AI. I'm hoping it's a flashback to find out that Stu was his accomplice in 3. That would be crazy. Imagine. I mean, you know, Randy says it's all about going back to the beginning, finding out something we thought was true but isn't true, or whatever the quote is. Like, you know, we thought Roman acted alone, but what if he had an accomplice? I mean, that movie is, the way it's shot, there's 2 killers. Like, I know that was the original plan. Angelina was going to be the partner. But if you go back and watch it, so many of those scenes, there's clearly 2 killers. Like, you know? I don't know. Thanks, Alex. Did you receive the email message that I sent to you? I suggest a topic for a future Scream-related video. I did not. I'm so bad about checking my email, honestly. But I will check it after the stream. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Dead Ghost. 16K is crazy. Like, it's so funny. Like, my goal before 2025 was to hit 10K before the new year. And I hit 10K a few weeks before New Year's. And now it's like we're 3.5 months into the year and I'm already at 16K. Like, what the hell? That's crazy. Hopefully I get to 20K soon. That's like my next big goal. What are we at now? We're already at 16,428. So that's insane. Hey, Angie. Have you heard that Scream 7's release may be delayed? The reason for this delay would be to prevent Scream 7 from competing with The Cat in the Hat. I've heard rumors. I don't know how true this is. If it is delayed, I feel like it'll just be pushed back like a week. You know, nothing major. Hopefully, but we'll see. Did you dye your hair? I did not. But thank you. I am feeling much, much better. Thomas says hopefully Mindy is the twin who dies. Angie says Mindy is more likely. Yeah, I don't know, man. I cannot wait to find out. Hey, Derek. Stu is definitely one of the ghost faces. I do think there will be multiple because you guys know I think Stu's leading a cult. So I think he'll be like the main ghost face. He's going to be the leader. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Since Chad's the new Dewey, he won't die because Dewey didn't die in 3, and Mindy is the new Randy, and Randy died first. So I definitely think Mindy's dying before Chad. That's actually an interesting theory. However, we do know that Mindy is Kevin Williamson's favorite character, apparently, according to Jasmine Savoy Brown. So will he want to kill off his favorite character? I don't know. My problem with that is they weren't talking about Stu. They were only on the subject of Billy. That's true. Since Mindy Meeks clearly believes that Stu is alive, why has she made mention of this on only one occasion? If I were Mindy, I would frequently talk about this. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to make it so obvious to the audience. Like us Stu believers, we see the clues. We know that they're there. Like the average viewer doesn't really catch on to these things. But if like Mindy was to mention Stu being alive constantly, then I feel like it would kind of like ruin the surprise and everyone would be expecting it. Like obviously we are all expecting it, but think about how many people are going to go into that movie and not be thinking about Stu returning and their minds are going to be blown. So I guess that's why. We have a super chat from Zork. Thank you so much. You said I recently got a video response from Sarah Shepard, the Pretty Little Liars author. It's posted on my Instagram if you want to see it. Ooh, interesting. I will check it out after the stream. What did you ask her? I used to be a huge fan of Pretty Little Liars. I was obsessed with the show. I read a lot of the books. I didn't read all of them. But like the show was such a big part of my childhood. I remember it aired when I was in the 8th grade, I think, and then by the time it ended, I had already graduated high school, so it was on for like so many years. I do remember being disappointed with the ending. I've attempted rewatching the show. Like about a year ago, I started it again, and I got to like season 3, and I just gave up on it again. But I used to be a huge fan of Pretty Little Liars. And then they came back with the show like a year ago or whatever, and I really liked that, but it got canceled. And that one was very much like based on slasher movies. I don't know if you've seen it, Zork, but it was good. It got 2 seasons, and unfortunately, they canceled it. But I will check this out after the stream. And thank you so much for your super chat and for always supporting the channel. Let's see. Since rumors about Stu being alive are on the internet, as we saw in the 5th Scream movie, why has Sydney not heard about them? Maybe she has, and we just haven't gotten a scene with her talking about it or seeing the rumors. I mean, if you think about it, she was barely in Scream 5. Like, we didn't get that much time with her. And then she wasn't in 6. So there just wasn't, if she has seen the rumors, there wasn't enough time to show us that. Or like I was saying earlier, maybe it would just be too obvious to the audience. Like if they weren't ready to really introduce like Sydney talking about Stu yet. Like they're saving that for 7. I don't know. Hey, Brett, I am good. Thank you. Yes, I am feeling much better. I was not feeling great last week, but luckily I am 100% better. Dead Ghost says, for the shots with 2 killers attacking Sydney, I always assumed she was just hallucinating them, like how she hallucinated her mom. I always assume that explains how it seems like there was 2. Yeah, I don't know. Always a possibility. Just the fact that there were supposed to be 2 killers originally, and like they shot a lot of the movie before they chose to change that. I don't know. I also think Scream 5 gave us a clue that Stu's alive due to Amber living in his house and the final act taking place in his house. And there was definitely a third Ghostface helping Amber and Richie. Yeah, there's a lot of Stu clues in 5 for sure, and 6. But yeah, I think, Richie and Amber were working for Stu. And I hope that we find that out in Scream 7. You guys know, like, if you've seen my video from about a month ago at this point, Jack Quaid, who plays Richie, he was asked if we could see him in Scream 7 because of all these past characters coming back. And his answer was a little suspicious. He was like, I don't know yet. And then he was like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that one. So, if Richie is in 7, I think it's going to be a flashback to find out that he was in Stu's cult. Hey, Daza. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm thinking the main subject of 7 is whether Stu is alive or not. Mindy and Gail investigating due to the supposed Stu FaceTiming Sydney after chasing Tatum. I definitely hope that, the debate of Stu being alive is like an ongoing theme throughout the entire movie. I want to be sitting in that theater and watching the movie and the whole time wondering, is he alive? Is he going to show up at the end? So yeah, it would be cool to see Mindy and Gail kind of team up. Something that I do want to see in Scream 7 is characters teaming up that like we haven't seen before. I love when they do like odd duos. Like I would love a Chad and Gail scene. Chad and Sydney. That would be cool. I mean, Mason Gooding did reveal that he got to work with Nev this time around, so hopefully it's a fun scene. Stu will most definitely be the main Ghostface. I agree. You should see Drop. I want to. I heard it was good. And I was wanting to see it before it even came out. I'm going to have to watch it. Also, another one, is it called Hell of a Summer? It's like a slasher. Finn Wolfhard is in it. I know it came out like a week ago. I haven't heard any reviews. I haven't heard anyone talking about it, but I'm a sucker for a good slasher, so definitely want to see that one as well. Was it ever confirmed that Sid's daughter is actually named Tatum? It has not been confirmed as far as I know. But everyone is kind of running with it. I don't know if it's true. I would love it if it was true. I love Tatum from the original, and something that bothers me is that they don't really talk about her ever. So to see Sydney name her daughter after her best friend who she sadly lost, I would love that. Hey, Chocolate Ice. How you doing? Hey, CAJ. This photo of Stu AI where I can't find. Are you talking about the photo on my thumbnail? If you are, I created it with AI. I wouldn't be surprised if Mindy used to talk about her Stu theory all the time until her friends told her to shut up about it. That would be funny. Hey, Jesse. I asked her what she thought of a new Nightmare-style Pretty Little Liars, where a real A comes after the cast and producers, and I asked how deadly of a ghost face Mona would be. Interesting. I will definitely check that out after the stream. I don't think Wayne did the bodega. I think it was Quinn or Ethan. I don't know. So I have a whole video about this. I don't think it was Quinn or Ethan because they were back at the apartment And Sam and Tara left the apartment, walked down the street to the bodega. So I don't think either of them could have left and gotten into costume without Sam and Tara seeing them. So that does leave Wayne. But there's some plot holes with that scene. I get into it in my theory video. This was like a year ago at this point on my channel. So when it comes to the timing of the bodega attack, so we know that when Sam gets a phone call from Bailey when she's still in the apartment, he calls her and we see the time on her phone, and I believe it's 9:57 p.m. And then later on in the movie, we find out that the time of the bodega attack was 10:03. So that is 6 minutes between Bailey calling her and supposedly Bailey attacking her. Did he have enough time to leave Jason's apartment, get into costume, and post up outside of that apartment building where he jumps out to attack them? I don't know. Was there a fourth Ghostface in Scream 6? I mean, you guys know that I do think there is a fourth one. I guess technically fifth or sixth one if you're counting Jason and Greg. But you guys know I think Stu was in 6. I think Stu attacked Gail. So could Stu have been the bodega Ghostface? Because did Wayne have enough time? I don't know. But if we're just going off of the 3, like, confirmed Bailey family, I think it would be Wayne over Quinn and Ethan. What if Sydney has flashbacks or even hallucinations about Dewey, like Sam did of Billy, since Sydney never got to cope with Dewey's death, like Gail did in 6? Definitely possible. Anything's possible. Are you going to cover other shows or movies on the channel since you're getting more subscribers? Yeah, I have been thinking about it. Pretty much right now, all I do is Scream, Dexter, and Yellow Jackets, but I have gotten some requests to do the show You on Netflix, which the 5th and final season does come out soon this month. So I am currently rewatching the first 4 seasons because I feel like I need a refresher if I'm going to make content on it. But I honestly don't know if I'll be able to, because by the time I finish rewatching it, the season will come out. And if it drops all at once on Netflix, then I don't know what I can do with it. Like, it's not like I can really come up with theories, because if all the episodes come out at once, then we'll know everything already. You know what I mean? But maybe it'll drop in 2 parts, the same way season 4 did. I don't know if season 5 is going to be 2 parts or 1 part. If it's 2 parts, then maybe I could do like a theory video or some predictions. I've also gotten requests to do Stranger Things, which I have done before on the channel. I've done like 2 Stranger Things videos. But yeah, I definitely like to get into some other shows and movies. I don't know exactly what. If you guys have any suggestions, you can drop them in the chat. Like, what do you guys want to see from me? I feel like people come to me strictly for Scream, and now, like, I get a lot of Yellow Jackets people. But Yellow Jackets is over now, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm obviously gonna get back into Scream, but I don't know. If Stu is revealed as alive, you're probably going to have theater reactions similar to when Toby, Andrew, Alfred, and Willem came back in Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, I can't wait to experience Scream 7 in a theater. Like, I have to watch it the night it comes out. Do you think Mrs. Bailey will be revealed in Scream 7 as a Ghostface? I do not. I feel like there's no need for it. we already got so much of the Bailey family in 5 and 6 between Richie and the other 3 in 6. I just don't think it's necessary, you know? Hey, Derek. We have a super chat from Silver Princess. Thank you so much. Honestly, I hope Stu says something like that stupid detective and his kids wanted to play killer and my time had to wait. Yeah, I definitely hope that, I want Stu to reference like his involvement in 5 and 6. Like, I definitely, kind of like you just said, like, he should reference something with Richie and Amber, like, those stupid kids, something like that. I definitely would love to hear something like this from Stu. I'm just so excited. I cannot wait. How many weeks are we from Scream 7? Does anyone know? We're mid-April. So time is flying. Honestly, like I keep saying to you guys, it's going to be here before we know it, honestly. Thank you, Silver Princess, for supporting the channel. Let's see. Was not hallucinating, was nightmares in 3, which is why Scream 7 will have her suffering from them again, including Stu in an attempt to make us think that is the only reason he returned. Surprise, Sydney. Yeah, I agree. I think, in the beginning of the movie, we're going to get either a Stu flashback or, the AI thing that everyone's saying or whatever, hallucination, dream, so that we're all, just like you said, like, we're all going to be thinking, like, oh man, that's all they have him coming back for. But nope, he's going to be alive at the end. What if the reason Stu is alive is because Roman was present and took him from the house? Definitely possible. Honestly, like anything is possible. I mean, we know Roman was around. He, is the one who contacted Billy in the first place. So, I don't know. If Sydney is aware of the rumors that Stu is alive, this means that Stu's reveal will probably not come as a shock to her. I don't know. I think it would still be a shock, just because it's a rumor. When she reads those rumors, she's probably like, yeah, okay, like, sure, I killed him. I think it would still be a shock, Just like with me, I'm fully expecting him to be alive, but I'm still going to be shocked if it happens. I think Richie's mother died before the events of Scream 6. Yeah, I think so too, because there is like a deleted scene, or it was in the script and they never filmed it, where Bailey reveals that him and Ethan killed the mom, I think, because she wasn't on board with their plan. What about Mrs. Carpenter? So I think she could be in 7. You guys know my theories. I think she's suspicious. I think she's working with Stu. Back when Jenna and Melissa were going to be in the movie, there was no doubt in my mind that we were finally going to see Christina Carpenter. Now that they're not in the movie, I feel like those chances have gone down, but I still think it's possible if they really wanted to. Like I said, I think she's working with Stu. She still has a connection to Sydney. They went to high school together. They both dated Billy Loomis. Maybe she wants revenge on Sydney for killing Billy because she was in love with him. The chances of her being in 7 are probably low, but I don't think it's impossible. I also think Sydney's dad may appear in Scream 7 since she has kids now. Maybe he gets to be a grandpa or Ghostface kills him to make Sydney vulnerable again. I would love this. I would love to see him again. I agree. Like, we should see him be a grandpa. But, you know, there's a deleted scene in Scream 4 where they say he died. So I don't know if that's considered canon because it is a deleted scene. So if they want to choose to ignore that, I feel like they could. But I don't know. I don't even know if like the actor is still acting. Hey AI Colonel, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a while. Hell of a Summer was okay. Weak killer reveal. Damn, man. Most movies these days cannot get the killer reveal right. It sucks. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it. Once it came out, I haven't heard, like, none of the YouTube channels that I follow have talked about it. I don't know. In the nightmare, Stu will not have scars from the TV, but at the end he will have them. That'll be cool. Stu attacked Jenna and killed Dewey, and he was the Bodega Ghostface. Yeah, I definitely think he killed Dewey. When it comes to Tara, I don't know if he attacked her, but I definitely think he was on the phone with her. I think there's a lot of clues that Stu was the one on the phone with Tara in Scream 5's opening. I have a whole video on this if anyone wants to check it out. Maybe he was the Bodega Ghostface. Yeah, I definitely think he was in 5 and 6 for sure. Yeah, he killed Brooks. Like, there's no way Quinn did that. There's so many clues. If anyone wants to go back and check out my videos on this, please do so. According to the writers in an interview right after the movie, they said the bodega was Bailey. Anything else is just retroactively changing who it was. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, if it was Stu, they're not going to say that in an interview, you know? So I don't know. Thank you so much, Scary Movie fan. What if Stu was the killer of Jason and Greg and the Baileys just claim them? I don't know. It's possible. Stu also may have called Gail. The whole Amber and Richie butchered Dewey, carved him up like a Christmas goose line. was a giveaway, and the only one there was Dewey and Ghostface, so maybe Stu killed him. Yeah, I think Stu killed Dewey, and I think he was on the phone with Gail for sure. So many clues in that scene, which I also have a video on. Hey Eunice, you have been a member for 10 months. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. You said how long will be the flashbacks? I hope we get a few. I definitely want to see more than one flashback. Or if we only get one, I hope it's pretty lengthy. Like we've talked about here on the channel, what if the opening scene is a flashback to Maureen's murder? And if that's the case, it's going to be like 15 minutes, you know? The opening scenes are always like 15 minutes long, roughly. So we shall see. I want to see a lot of flashbacks. One other plot hole in Scream 6 is how Detective Bailey found out that Jason and Greg were conspiring to kill Sam and Tara. Yeah, I don't know how he found that out. Maybe something with their online activity. I don't really know. I don't remember. Because I know, doesn't he say something about them, like when it comes to the shrine and how he found the shrine? I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched Scream 6. Hey, Slack Wolf. Thank you for stopping by. It has been a while. I was really sick last week, but I am better. Hey, Shane. Thank you so much. The hospital where Dewey was killed in should have had the footage of the killer taking his mask off after killing Dewey. What if it's showed to Gale in 6, revealing Stu killed Dewey? That's interesting. Do all hospitals generally have a lot of cameras throughout them? Have you seen the theater chaos from the Minecraft movie screening? It's the Scream 2 opening in real life. I have seen a little bit of that. Do you like Giallo films? I don't know if I've ever really seen one. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen one. This is on par to be the very best Scream, making the first Scream even more fun to go back and watch. The same with 5 and 6. I hope so. I hope it's the best sequel yet. Speaking of the best Scream sequel, in my opinion, the best Scream sequel is Scream 4. And tomorrow is the 14-year anniversary of Scream 4. Crazy. I remember watching that one in theaters. I guess Leslie Mocker is helping Stu fake his death. Yeah, I think she is involved somehow. Either has kept him hidden all of these years or is currently working with him as Ghostface. Yeah, Ghostface in 5 got mad when Tara said Billy was the original killer, reminding her that there was also Stu. Yeah. There's a lot more clues. I don't know if you've seen my video on this. You can find it in my Stu Mocker playlist. It's called, I think, Was Stu Mocker in Scream 5's opening scene? I believe that is the title of the video. There are several clues with Ghostface on the phone. Hey, Nike Mark. You said, I've seen rumors that Sydney would get a phone call from Stu, but it's going to be a FaceTime call and her husband's going to answer it. Then Sid and her husband are going to see Stu, but Sid won't believe it's him. I've heard this as well. I definitely could see it being true. And that's one of the things that towards the beginning of the movie and the middle of the movie, we're going to see something like that to make us think that that's all it is. But at the end, he's going to show up alive. So for the Scream 7 trailer, do you think they would put in, "Hello, Sydney, did you really think it was over?" Yeah. I hope there's something like that. So the thing is, like, I really wonder how they're going to choose to market this movie, because we know that Matthew Lillard is back. There's, of course, still the mystery of, is he alive or not? Of course, I think he is. will they try to tease that in the trailer? Are they going to somehow use Stu in the trailer? I think at this point they might as well, since they announced that he's back. Why not use his face to market the movie and get people to the theater? But they have to be really careful about how they do it, because I'm sure they still don't want to reveal if he's alive. So if Stu's in the trailer, it has to be like, is this AI? Like, I don't know. I'm very curious to see how they're going to do it. But if they say something like this, "Hello, Sydney, did you really think it was over?" It could be anyone, honestly. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's Stu. It could be a new Ghostface saying this. So that wouldn't give that much away when it comes to Stu, but I don't know. What app did you create your AI of Stu? I used Grok on Twitter. But I know Instagram also has like an AI thing, but Twitter is way better for AI. Love the channel, best horror commentary channel out there. Thank you so much, Commentary 101. I appreciate you. Thank you to all 36 people who are here right now watching and hanging out, talking Scream. I'm just curious as to how Gail found the Ghostface shrine and why she kept it a secret from Sydney without even telling Sydney over the phone. I don't know. Well, I guess, I don't know. Maybe just because she knew Sydney was safe, Sydney didn't want to get involved. Gail was probably thinking, like, let me not burden her with all of this. She has to keep her family safe. I don't know. What if the opening kill of 7 is Sydney and the rest of the movie and 8 and possibly 9 is leading up to the opening kill? Interesting. So you mean like 8 and 9 would be a prequel to 7? That would be pretty crazy. That would be actually crazy. Because I was just gonna, like, initially I was gonna say, like, oh, there's no way they'll kill Sydney in the opening of 7. But if that's actually years from now within the timeline, that could work, actually. I like what you are hoping for and open to in Scream 7. Thank you. How is it 14 years? I don't know. Time flies. Just watched Scream 4 2 nights ago. Nice. I have not watched it in a while. I will be paying closer attention to your content. Thank you. Yeah, I have so many videos on the channel. Seriously, like, it's kind of crazy how many videos I've made. I think I have like over 700 videos on the channel, but that does include like the shorts, the YouTube shorts. So I don't know how many like full length videos I've made, but it's a lot. Is it not classic creepy to think of how much Stu might have been involved in past movies? Yeah, I also have a video on this that I posted maybe 2 months ago. Like, what if Stu has been in every single sequel? I definitely think he was in 5 and 6. But what if he was also in 2, 3, and 4? And they're going to reveal that in 7. You know, a lot of people's issue with Stu coming back is like, where has he been all this time? Why has he waited this long to reveal himself? But what if he's been here this whole time and he just didn't reveal himself, but he's been active? It's not like he's just been off doing nothing. He's been behind a lot of what's been happening over the decades. It's possible if they do it right. I also really hope they open Scream 7 with a flashback to the death of Sydney's mom, revealing Dewey was the officer on the scene, and that's how he got that bond he had with Sydney. Yeah, I definitely would love to see a Maureen Prescott flashback for the opening scene. I do have a video on that if you guys want to check it out. And I do feel like Dewey would have been working the scene because it was only a year prior to the events of the first movie. I do feel like he probably already had some kind of a bond with her because, you know, Sydney is his sister's best friend. But yeah, maybe it brought them closer together. I would love to see that. If Schumacher is dead, Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt had better be prepared to explain why they teased us with clues that Stu is alive. Yeah. Like the people who are the non-believers who don't think he's alive, they're gonna double down and say it's because they were teasing us believers, because that's what they think now. They think that the mentions of him in 5 and 6 have been to tease us and make fun of us. But I don't think that's true because the whole Stu movement wasn't even really a thing until Scream 5 came out. Like, yes, it kind of was a thing. Like, people have believed it for decades, especially because he was supposed to be in Scream 3. But I feel like it was not nearly as big as it is now. So, why would they be making fun of a group that barely existed before? I don't know. Um, like, God forbid Stu's not alive, which I think he's alive, but if he's not, I feel like they would just explain it by saying it's a theory within the universe and that's why they teased it. I don't know. Hey Daniel, no worries. Thank you for stopping by. We are going to start doing these routine live streams like multiple times a week. I just took like a 2.5 week break because I was sick. But we are back. I believe Stu is back to help Sydney in Scream 7. I hope not. I want to see him be Ghostface. I do not want to see him helping Sydney. If anything, like, he could pretend. Maybe he acts like he's reformed and he wants to help, but then at the end, he reveals that he's still the same. I don't want to see him be a good guy. What if the Ghostface that calls Sydney over the phone in 2 at the party was Stu? Because the Ghostface says, "Hello, Sydney. Did you miss me?" That could be another clue that Stu's been harassing Sydney. Yeah, totally. Definitely possible. 3 things I don't want in Scream 7. Mark as a Ghostface, Sydney's daughter as a Ghostface, the twins being wasted as minor cameos. Yeah, I definitely don't want to see her daughter be Ghostface. Mark, on the other hand, I could be into that if it's good. But yeah, the twins, the fact that they're back, like, I hope it's for a good reason. We know that this cast is massive, so hopefully they have enough time to give the twins like a solid role. I don't know. I strongly believe that the Stab subreddit is where this Ghostface cult had started all along. I agree with you, Daniel. I think that's where Stu is recruiting people. We get into this a lot in some of my past videos. Like, not only do I think Richie and Amber were in the cult that was started on the Stab subreddit, but I also think Jason and Greg were. Um, because Kirby says something about tracking Jason and Greg's online activity. So I think that's just a connection there with the online subreddit. And it seems like Jason knew Richie. He says, we have to finish Richie's movie. He knew the truth that Richie was the killer, even though a lot of people think it was Sam. So I think Richie and Jason met on the Stab subreddit as well, just like Richie and Amber did. Exactly. Been there all along. Very creepy in the shadows and even planning and killing when he thought the other Ghostface killers dropped the ball. Yeah, I would love that. I don't want them just to bring Stu back. He has to be a part of the story. I think he's going to play a big role in the story, for sure. I feel like, you know, if he's not alive, why even bring him back? You know, Matthew Lillard has wanted this for so long for Stu to be alive, as have we. So why bring him back unless it's for what everyone wants? Like, come on. I don't know. Stu has been alive for decades, and he is definitely alive in Scream 7. I agree with you, Derek. When Matthew Lillard said he was terrified of ruining the legacy, it convinced me he is indeed alive, because AI wouldn't ruin the legacy. Exactly, Thomas. I am with you. I think I talked about that a little bit in my video from just a few days ago. I put out a Stu video like a few days ago. If no one here has seen it, it's my first Scream video in a while. Yeah, exactly. Like, he said he's terrified of messing it up, and that to me means that he's alive, because if it's not done right, it could potentially mess it up. The whole AI thing, like, who cares if it's just AI or whatever, a flashback? I don't think it would ruin it. I would have been open to Mark Kincaid being revealed as Roman's partner, who changed his mind and turned on him, but I'd be bummed to see another love interest revealed as Ghostface. Yeah, I'm a little like, Mark Kincaid is a little suspicious in 3, and I like that idea. I've talked about that in some theory videos. Like, what if Mark Kincaid really was his secret partner, and we just didn't find out, and he turned on him? But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, for Sydney to have another love interest, and this time someone who she started a life with and had kids with, that would be sad for sure. What horror movies would you recommend to a non-horror movie fan? Um, well, honestly, Scream, because I feel like Scream's not really scary. That's the thing. Like, I love horror movies, but sometimes I don't really like the super scary stuff. Like, I don't really like demonic possession stuff. But when it comes to slashers, like, slashers aren't really scary in my opinion. So that's why I love slasher movies. Um but also maybe some like comedy horror, something more on the comedic side if you're not that much into horror. I'm trying to think, what would that even be? What did I just watch recently? I could have sworn I just watched a comedy horror. What was it? Oh, like Y2K. Did any of you see that movie? Um, it was okay. It was pretty good. It's kind of like a horror movie, but very comedic. So something like that, I would recommend. Um, if you really think about it, Sydney's kind of becoming like her mom with all the men Sydney's been through, starting with Billy, Derek, Mark Kincaid, and now the other Mark. I don't know if I would consider that a similarity. Um, because I mean that's only 4 guys over the course of like 30 years. So I don't think that's on the same level. But also Mark Kincaid, technically she hasn't been with. So because they changed it. So really it's only 3 guys. Um and the first 2 died. So, I don't think she's not like a cheater like her mom was. Yeah, slasher movies are my favorite. That's my favorite genre. Tucker and Dale versus Evil is good for non-horror fans. I've never seen it. Would you consider Sleepaway Camp as a slasher or a comedy horror movie? I would consider it a slasher. Comedy horror like the Evil Dead movies are great. I've only seen the first one. I have to watch the rest. I liked Y2K. Yeah, it was pretty good. I think it started off pretty strong and then by the end, like it wasn't great, but I enjoyed it. No, I have not seen those movies. Hey Carl, I am well, thank you. I hope you are too. You said, I hope they don't do the cult of Ghostface. This plot twist has been done before in other movies. I won't say which ones as I wouldn't want to give spoilers. I'm hoping they do it. I feel like all the clues have been pointing to this. I just think it would be so cool to see in the Scream franchise. So I'm hoping it happens. I still love watching the Friday the 13th movies. So do I. You Might Be the Killer as a comedy horror. Oh, I don't know if I know that one. I just thought of another one, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I really enjoyed that movie. It was funny. Slashers are my all-time favorite movies ever, and Giallo is like Italian slashers. A lot of them, they're like a whodunit. Nice. I will have to check it out. I've been trying to get into more horror. There's so many horror movies that I have not seen. Um, I watched a couple of David Lynch movies last week. I watched Blue Velvet and um Eraserhead. That one I was not crazy about. Blue Velvet was all right. Yeah, I'm trying to branch out and see movies by like some directors that I should be watching. Have you ever watched 1408? So I started it once. I watched most of it and then I never finished it. I have to. I know. I hear it's good. I know. I gotta make some more Scream videos soon. Hey Ryan, yes, you are late, unfortunately. We're getting ready to wrap things up in just a couple minutes. But no worries, because I am gonna start doing these regularly again like I used to. The past 2.5 weeks I was busy and then I got super sick, so I didn't stream for over 2 weeks, but we are back to our regularly scheduled programming. I'm probably going to go live tomorrow, I think, unless something comes up, but I am planning to go live tomorrow. And then what's today? Monday? Yeah, I think I'm going to try to do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So the next 3 days in a row, I am going to try to go live, because Friday through like Monday, I probably can't. So I am going to try to do the next 3 days. So definitely stay tuned for the next live stream. Make sure all your notifications are turned on so that you get notified when I go live, because I don't really know what time I'm going to go live. So yeah, when you do turn on notifications, there is an option for like only certain types of notifications. So make sure it says all notifications. So you don't miss it. Have you seen The Night House? I have not. Evil Dead 2013 remake. Gotta watch it. Yeah, I gotta finish 1408. I know, Thomas. I feel so bad that I have been not doing Scream content, but it's just like Yellow Jackets was a weekly episode, and those videos take me so long to make. And then with Dexter, there's just a lot of new updates coming out, so I feel like I have to report on that. When it comes to Scream, there's no updates lately, so there's nothing to talk about as far as updates. So I would have to come up with like new theories or things I want to see in Scream 7, predictions for Scream 7. So that's kind of why for a while I was just dedicating the live streams to Scream Talk, so at least we still talk about Scream on the channel. I am currently working on a Yellow Jackets video, so I apologize for that. But once that's up tomorrow, I am going to brainstorm some more Scream content. So again, I thank you guys for your patience, because I know I haven't really given you guys a new Scream video. I did just put one out a few days ago. If you haven't seen it, it's about Stu. But I promise you, I am going to get back into Scream videos. But for now, we do have these live streams to at least talk about it. Hey, Ghostface Sith. I am feeling much better, thank you. You said I saw Companion over the weekend. I really enjoyed it. Stu lives. Yeah, I really liked Companion. Obviously, Jack Quaid is in it, who plays Richie Kirsch. He was really good. And Sophie Thatcher, I love her. She was so good in that movie. If anyone here has not seen Companion, definitely recommend it. That is another one, like we were talking earlier, like recommendations for non-horror movie fans. I feel like that was a little bit more on the comedic side, so that's another recommendation. House from 1985 is a good, not scary horror film. All right, I think we are gonna wrap it up. We've gone for a little over an hour, which is amazing. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Matthew said, do you know when the new Dexter Resurrection is supposed to come out? Because I'm halfway through the original series and have not seen New Blood yet. But I'm excited for season 2 of the prequel. Yeah, it comes out in June sometime. I don't know exactly when in June, but you do have a few months. Yeah, you have a couple months, so you have more than enough time to binge Dexter. Bye, Alex. Thank you so much. Bye, Sebastian. All right, so until next time, which I think will be tomorrow. So stay tuned. Live stream tomorrow. I think next 3 days, gonna try to live stream. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you again so much for 16,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. So grateful. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.